This video covers the 5 most common mistakes in maths. Try to practice them to avoid them in your test. It is quite important to make mistakes prior to the test, as mistakes help you learn, but this is only applicable if you understand your mistakes. Let's start with the first mistake. 1 divided by z does not equal the value of z. Let's have a look at the below example. 1 divided by 2 cannot be replaced by the value of 2. It's a common mistake that children replace 1 divided by 2 or half by the value of 2, whereas half equals 0.5. Similarly, a quarter cannot be replaced by the value of 4. 1 divided by 4 equals 0.25. And finally, 1/5 does not equal 5, it equals 0.2. So it is important that you understand 1 divided by any number does not equal to that number. In fact, it always equals to a number that is smaller than 1, which is a decimal. The second common mistake, 1 divided by z divided by y, does not equal to z times y. Let's have a look at the following question. A quarter divided by 2. To answer this question, you should now know that the fraction will remain the same. The division will be converted into multiplication, and any number after the division will be changed in a way that the denominator becomes your numerator and the numerator becomes your denominator. This means the answer to your question equals to 1/4 times 1/2, and that's because the denominator of any whole number equals to 1. So the answer will be 1/8. Let's have a look at the next example. 3/5 divided by 1/6. Applying the same rule, this equals to 3/5 times 6, which equals 18 divided by 5. And this equals to 3 wholes and 3/5. Mistake number 3. When we have several mathematical calculations, we have to make sure that we apply them in the right order. So when we add 6 to 4 divided by 2 times 3, this should not equal 15. When you apply the mathematical calculations as per Bodmer's, the correct answer should be 12. This means division comes before multiplication, which comes before addition or subtraction. Let's have a look at the 2 examples below. Pause the video and have a go. To answer the first question correctly, we have to start with the multiplication. So we multiply -4 by 3 first thing. This leaves you with 7 take away 12 plus 14. Then you have to start with the addition. And in this case, we're adding -12 to 14. Make sure that you use the sign of each one of those numbers. This leaves you with 7 plus 2, which equals 9. As for the second example, we have to start with the brackets first. This leaves you with 6 take away 12 divided by 3. And then we have to divide -12 by 3. That leaves you with 6 take away 4, which equals 2. Moving on to the fourth mistake. When you time the number by itself, it shouldn't give you the same value as doubling the number. This means w times w doesn't equal 2w. It should give you w squared. Let's have a look at the following example. A square has a perimeter of 16 cm and an area of 16 cm square. What is the height of the square? The question is giving you 2 pieces of information, the perimeter and the area. This means there are 2 equations that we could possibly use, the equation of the perimeter and the equation of the area. Let's start with the perimeter. Well, we know that all sides of a square are identical. This means the perimeter of my square equals to w plus w plus w plus w, which equals 4w. We know the value of the perimeter, which is 16 cm, so we know that 16 equals to 4w. Using the inverse, that means w equals to 4, and because it's a square, the height would be equals to the width, which equals 4. Now let's move on to the next example. A square has an area of 81 centimeters square. What is the height of the square? This question gives you only one piece of information, which is the area of the square. In this case, I must use the equation of the area, which equals to the width times height. Now I know that all sides of a square are identical. This means the area equals to width times width, which equals to W square. Now I know the area equals to 81 centimeters square. This means W square equals to 81. This also means there's a number, I time it by itself to give me the value 81, and this number equals 9. Moving on to our final mistake in this video, mistake number 5. The area of a triangle should not equal the width times height. The area of a triangle equals half times width times height. The half is usually omitted from the calculations. Let's have a look at the following example. An equilateral has a perimeter of 18 cm and an area of 24 cm square. What is the height of the triangle? The question gives you two pieces of information, the perimeter of the triangle and the area of the triangle. Let's start with the perimeter. Now I know that the perimeter equals W plus W plus W, and that's because all sides of the equilateral are identical. This means the perimeter equals 3W. The question stated that perimeter equals 18 cm, which means 18 equals 3W. This also means that the width of my triangle equals 6 cm. You should know that the height does not equal the width. In this example, I need to find the height using the information of the area, so I must use the equation of the area to find out the height of the triangle. On the right-hand side of my slide, you should be able to see the area. So the equation of the area equals half times width times height, which equals WH divided by 2. Make sure that you always use half for the area of a triangle, which is a common mistake to omit half from the area of a triangle. The question stated that the area of the triangle equals 24 centimeters square. This means 24 equals 6 times h divided by 2. To find the value of h, I need to use the inverse of multiplication first. So I need to divide both sides by 6. This leaves me with h divided by 2 equals to 4. Then I need to use the inverse of division. So I need to time both sides by 2. This means h equals to 8 centimeters. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, then click on like so more similar videos will be created for you and others. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel should you wish to gain access to practice questions. In case you've got any feedback, then please send me a comment.